Welcome to Storyflix. In this video, we will explain Love Contractually. This movie tells the story of a man who is the new assistant to a beautiful CEO, but he is yet to know her real motive for hiring him. On a trip to Paris, the pair are romantically involved, and when the CEO gets pregnant, their relationship becomes more complicated than they imagined. Will their relationship end happily? Let's find out in Love Contractually. Love Contractually begins by showing a woman named Yi Jin who catches her boyfriend having an affair with another woman. Previously, Jin always monitored her boyfriend's movements through CCTV cameras, where she then realized that her boyfriend always gave a code in the form of a yellow stick note to his mistress. From then on, Yi Jin hated the color yellow. Yi Jin is a CEO at an insurance company. The 35-year-old woman is known to be very strict, disciplined and a perfectionist, so all the employees who work in her company call her the Four Warriors. Knowing that Yi Jin now hates the color yellow, all the employees in her company then remove the yellow things from Yi Jin's sight to not provoke her anger. On the other hand, there is a man named Xiaobo who works as a courier and is also a former skydiving athlete. Xiaobo is a hardworking man and diligently works hard to earn money to pay for the treatment of his nephew who has an ear disease. Meanwhile, Yi Jin still looks frustrated after finding out that her ex-boyfriend had an affair. She was very sad because they were engaged and planning to marry soon. That night, Yi Jin had a video call with Sophie, her best friend in Paris. Yi Jin then told Sophie about the affair committed by her ex-boyfriend and said that now she no longer believes in true love and thinks all men are the same. Yi Jin thought that being a single parent was the best choice for her, rather than marrying a man and having a complete family for one reason or another. Yi Jin envied Sophie who had found her true love and now has a happy little family. Yi Jin then plans to become a single mother through the IVF program, but she needs a sperm donor. Therefore, she ordered her assistant, a woman named Vivian, to find a qualified candidate and ask her to keep it a secret from everyone. Vivian then opened a job vacancy as a cover so that the sperm donor recruitment plan went smoothly. Many male candidates attended the job interview, but none met Yi Jin's criteria. Because she was tired, Yi Jin decided to end the interview session. At the same time, Xiaobo was seen delivering a package to Yi Jin's office. The man then saw a job advertisement and was interested in applying because he was tempted by the large salary offered. On the other hand, a female employee who worked at Yi Jin's office was fired after being found guilty of fraud and document falsification. The woman looked very annoyed and resentful towards Yi Jin, so she decided to point a sharp cutter at Yi Jin while she was walking in the office lobby. Luckily, Xiaobo was nearby and saved Yi Jin just before she hurt her. The woman then tells Yi Jin that if she doesn't have a job, then her ex-husband will take custody of their child and she doesn't want to lose her child. Hearing this, Yi Jin then melted and forgave the woman. Not only that, Yi Jin also provided support money for the woman's child needs until she got a new job. Having saved Yi Jin, Xiaobo also gets the opportunity to attend the job interview session, where Yi Jin seems to be interested in Xiaobo. After taking the follow-up test and meeting the desired criteria, Yi Jin decided to hire Xiaobo as her personal assistant. Without reading it first, Xiaobo immediately signed the employment contract because his priority right now was to earn a lot of money. Vivian then explains to Xiaobo that he will be Yi Jin's personal assistant. On his first day at work, Xiaobo arrives late and Yi Jin is very upset. But since it's Xiaobo's first day at work, she understands. However, Yi Jin is a perfectionist, so she looks dissatisfied with Xiaobo's performance, who still makes mistakes. One day, Yi Jin had to attend a meeting with an important client. But because Xiaobo chose the wrong path, they were stuck in a traffic jam. Not wanting Yi Jin to be late for the meeting, Xiaobo then called his friend and asked for help. Apparently Xiaobo was planning to take Yi Jin to her office by motorbike. At first Yi Jin refused, but because time was running out, she was forced to ride a motorcycle with Xiaobo. The two arrived at the office just as Yi Jin's client was about to enter. Yi Jin's client looked surprised when he found out that Yi Jin was on a motorbike because she usually rides a luxury car. But then, Yi Jin's client complimented her for riding a cool classic motorbike. Without further ado, the client immediately agreed to a cooperation contract between his company and Yi Jin's company, which of course made Yi Jin feel happy because everything was going according to her wishes. After that, Vivian asked Xiaobo to put his sperm into a small tube. Xiaobo, who doesn't know Vivan's intention and purpose for telling him to do this, thinks it's just a normal medical test. The next day, Xiaobo is called to Yijin's room, where she then reveals that the reason she recruited Xiaobo was not to make him her personal assistant, but to become a sperm donor for Yijin's IVF program. Xiaobo looked confused at first and thought that Yijin and Vivan were lovers. But Yijin said that she just wanted to be a single mother who would raise and take care of her own child without requiring the presence of a husband. After being explained in detail, Xiaobo finally understood Yijin's wishes and decided to continue his work because he was tempted by the large salary offered. Xiaobo begins to live a healthy lifestyle under Vivan's supervision to support his health and vitality to produce good quality sperm. Not only that, but Vivan also asked Xiaobo to fill in personal data, which caused a bit of a fight between Xiaobo and his ex-girlfriend. In the evening, Xiaobo decides to have a drink to relieve stress. But then, Yijin appeared, and they drank together. Not long after, Vivan came in an ambulance and immediately took Xiaobo away to get the alcohol out of his body. One night, Yijin asked Xiaobo to come to her house and sent him to her bedroom. Thinking that they would chat, Xiaobo then took off his clothes. But apparently, Yijin asked Xiaobo to come to her house to change the lamp in her bedroom. The next day, when Xiaobo picks up Yijin at her house, Yijin's ex-boyfriend comes and intends to mend his relationship with Yijin. However, Yijin refused and asked him to leave immediately. Because he insisted on getting back into a relationship with Yijin, the man did a little forcing Yijin so that the two got into an argument and Xiaobo had to step in to help Yijin. After that, Yijin asked Xiaobo to take her to a nursing home to visit her father who was being treated there for Alzheimer's disease. Yijin tried hard to get her father to get the best treatment and care regardless of the cost because she wanted her father to get well soon. Xiaobo quickly realized that Yijin had not treated her father well, so he reprimanded her. But Yijin then asked Xiaobo not to interfere in her business. When she came home from work, Yijin couldn't find Xiaobo anywhere, so she had to take a taxi home. Arriving at home, Yijin was surprised when she found her house in a mess. It turns out that Xiaobo brought Yijin's father back to her house, which made Yijin very angry because Xiaobo had gone too far in her business. Yijin and Xiaobo got into a big fight, in which Xiaobo finally decided to quit his job. The next day, Xiaobo gets a message from Yijin saying that he must pay some money as a fine for unilaterally terminating the work contract. Xiaobo goes to Yijin and complains that he doesn't want to pay the fine. Yijin then revealed that her father had an affair with another woman, which caused her parents to often quarrel, and her mother decided to commit suicide because she could not stand all the problems in her family. Therefore, she decided to stay away from her father and moved to Paris. Hearing this, Xiaobo felt guilty for misbehaving with Yijin and then apologized to her. While at home, Yijin then asked Xiaobo why he had the ambition to earn so much money. Xiaobo replies that it's all for the sake of his nephew who has an ear disease. Xiaobo wants to pay for his nephew's treatment because his brother has passed away and his sister-in-law doesn't have enough money for the expensive medical expenses. During the conversation, the two of them enjoyed wine until they were drunk and slept together. The next day, Yijin woke up and was very surprised to find that she had fallen asleep in Xiaobo's arms last night. Long story short, Yijin took Xiaobo to Paris to undergo an IVF program. Once there, Yijin introduced Xiaobo to Sophie. After learning of Yijin's plan to have children through the IVF program, Sophie suggested that she marry Xiaobo and have children normally. Of course, Yijin rejected the suggestion. Not long after that, Yijin started undergoing IVF program. One night, Yijin was involved in a conversation with Xiaobo who discussed their child's life later, where she was determined to give the best for the child so that her son would not suffer as much as she did. In fact, Xiaobo wants to take on the role of a parent for the child. But Yijin immediately rejected his wish because Yijin was determined to be a single mother and didn't want anyone else in her child's life, even though it was the child's biological father. Xiaobo then told a story about two men who were about to go skydiving. One of the men was very scared because it was his first time skydiving. So scared and panicked, the man accidentally kicked his friend who tried to help him unconscious. The man who fainted later died because he did not have time to open his parachute when he jumped from a height. The next night, Sophie tells Yijin that the IVF program was successful and that she is currently pregnant with Xiaobo's child. Yijin and Xiaobo were very happy to hear the exciting news. Xiaobo said he wanted to be with Yijin during her pregnancy. But Yijin just left him alone. Sophie once again suggested that Yijin marry Xiaobo because Xiaobo seemed to like Yijin and Yijin also seemed to have the same feelings towards Xiaobo. However, Yijin still insisted on taking care of her child alone and sent Xiaobo back to Hong Kong. Long story short, Xiaobo finally returned to Hong Kong and provided the best treatment for his nephew who has now fully recovered from his illness. They all look happy. Even so, Xiaobo still thought about Yijin as he had not heard from her for months. Xiaobo then took the initiative to make a special gift to welcome the birth of his child and sent it to Paris. Moments later, Yijin, who was pensive thinking about Xiaobo, hallucinated that he was in front of her. But as it turned out, the man who came was not Xiaobo, but a courier who delivered a package from Xiaobo. Sophie then asks Xiaobo to come to Paris and tells her that recently Yijin has been seriously depressed because she had a miscarriage. Worried about her best friend who disappeared without news, Sophie, her husband and Xiaobo then tried to find Yijin's whereabouts. They finally found Yijin standing on the edge of a steep cliff. Xiaobo walked over to Yijin and tried to calm her down so she wouldn't act recklessly. Yijin, who was depressed, decided to commit suicide because she had lost the people she loved, namely her mother and her baby-to-be. Xiaobo then reminds her of the man who died while skydiving and says that man was his older brother. Xiaobo also felt very sad when his brother died. But he tried to get up. Xiaobo tells Yijin that he will die if Yijin dies because he loves her. The two then jumped off the cliff. But it turns out that Xiaobo uses a parachute and takes Yijin flying across the horizon. Xiaobo and Yijin then landed in front of a church and were watched by many people. Long story short, Yijin and Xiaobo finally got married and had twins. They then live happily. Through this film, we are shown hope and love from two different sides, where Yijin, who has lost hope after her father cheated on her mother and abandoned her family, must feel the loss of love when her boyfriend betrays her by having an affair as well. On the other hand, Xiaobo is a man who is always optimistic and has hope that his life will be better by working hard and doing good. In the end, Xiaobo's optimistic attitude and sincere love can melt Yijin's frozen heart and change her view of the meaning of love and hope.